I went home, I put every single dollar of my bank account except 10 grand into crypto. When I understood that I needed to take my hustle money from dropshipping to multiply it to become a boss and not spend it on bullshit, right? And Gucci belts and Ethereum, $88, 10 grand purchases, just auto purchases that I had set buys at. So 2020, put my entire net worth into crypto, and then I go into multiplication mode, right? So I 40x my net worth in 18 months. My big wake up call was, what the fuck is Justin Bieber doing buying $1 million apes? That was my quota. Now, at a long-term level, markets are extremely complicated right now. They're extremely complicated. Why? Because you can't be in this market as an impatient person. You'll get devoured. It's not an easy market to trade. It's not an easy market to understand. There's a lot of shit that variables that didn't exist before, like $30 trillion in debt, like $1 trillion a year
crazy,
in just interest. Dude, we pay $1 trillion. The United States pays $1 trillion in interest, not even on principal, of interest a year. And it's fucked. So, I kind of perceive it where like I'm not even looking at the markets right now. There's 3 phases in the journey of an entrepreneur. The first is the creation of wealth. This is where most people are. And like I talked about ebbs and flows, right? There's seasons to everything. There's seasons of positivity, seasons of negativity. Everything has this ebbs and flows, which is important for you to understand because you need to position yourself for the uptrend, right? You need to position yourself in the current changes, which is where most people were caught off guard during this last bull run or during the exit of the bull run. They were caught off guard. They didn't jump in on time. They didn't jump out on time, right? And this is all a game of timing. Whether you're running a corporate business, whether you're running a small business, whether you're investing, everything is a gamble. You're not guaranteed success. When you turn on an ad, it may be a calculated gamble based off of stats and numbers, but it's a gamble. In the markets, I have a 50-50 chance, right? I go to the casino, it's 100-0.
Yeah.
Right? I either win or I lose it all. In the markets, the market either goes up or it goes down. That's it. I have a 50% chance of being right. That's a pretty good fucking probability, specifically when you start considering that most businesses fail within 2 years. So if I understand risk management, I understand portfolio allocation, and I understand intelligent diversification without thinning my portfolio in a way whereby my gains are reduced on my bigger plays, then my approach today is understanding that inside these ebbs and flows, people need to position themselves and change their mindset when the times change. So what do I mean? In 2019, we did $16 million drop shipping, right? General store drop shipping, pretty good stuff. 2020 did pretty good numbers as well, did better than that. 2018, I think we did like 3 or 4 or 5 million. 2017, I forget what it was. But anyways, long story short, we had a good bankroll. We did extremely well. 2020, I said, fuck e-com. I want to do crypto, right? I'm going to get into crypto full time because I was part of the bull run of 2017, right? So I saw 2017, I went up all the way down and I was like, okay, well, I got to make money, which is the stage, again, the creation of wealth. But then you go from the creation of wealth to what? The multiplication of wealth, which is the second step. It's the second phase of the wealth profile. So you go from creating wealth to multiplying wealth, which is where? Through investment opportunities and investment vehicles. Like I mentioned before, if you make $20K a month, in order for you to net $1 million, right, through after expenses and all the shenanigans and taxes and bullshit, you're left with $1 million. But that $1 million could become 7 million within 3 years if allocated within the right money market opportunities and the right investment vehicles. Very doable, very possible, as showcased through the evidence of what the world's been over the last 2 years. It's been hot. You could have made a ton of money. So in 2020, I was hanging out with a buddy and we went to Chipotle. This is when I was into the food matrix, no longer a fanatic of any of these restaurants that serve seed oils and genetically modified garbage. Can't even call it food. If any company's on the stock exchange, I don't eat there. Like it's just automatically negated.
They're trying to make it to the next earnings call.
Yeah, R.I.P. Chipotle. But anyways, I'm there with my buddy. He was a crypto guy, and he's like, "Yo, I don't have any money. Can you spot me?" And I'm like, "What the fuck? Like, this guy's a multimillionaire in crypto. Like, I know he's a multimillionaire in crypto." He's like, "What do you mean you don't have any money?" Like, yeah, all my money's in crypto. I'm like, all right, okay, what the fuck? This guy's smarter than me. He's better allocated than me. He played DeFi really, really well. I went home. I put every single dollar of my bank account except 10 grand into crypto. That same, like, no joke, that same day, all of it, I dumped it all, a lot of it. And this was July, August of 2020, July or August of 2000, pre-bull run, maybe even before, maybe a little bit before. And prior to that, March of 2020, when I understood that I needed to take my hustle money from dropshipping to multiply it to become a boss and not spend it on bullshit, right? And Gucci belts and coochie belts, right? I'm not out here spending money on shit because I said, I'm going to take this money, I'm going to multiply it. So March 2020, I'm out here playing Call of Duty Warzone. I remember, not really good player, but enough to defend myself. And I see my phone, all my buy orders on Kraken getting filled. So the entire Black Swan event is taking place. I'm huddled up in my crib in Miami, right? Nice little bay, yacht on the end. I'm doing my own thing. And all these orders on Kraken start filling in. Cardano, $10,000 buy order, a half a penny. Ethereum, $88, 10 grand purchases. Just auto purchases that I had set buys at like 6 months, a year before that started getting filled. So March of 2020, fucking crushed it. Put a big chunk of money in, was buying order blocks of 10 grand a piece of ETH at sub $90. You can check it on my highlights on my Instagram, where I'm literally telling people, yo, the bull run's coming. It's the year of the bull. Don't fucking fade it. And I believe I was probably a big factor as to why a lot of the e-commerce community got into crypto heavy. Big factor as to why they got into DeFi. I did a very good job at training people up. And then these e-commerce kids just went and like demolished the crypto space for good and for bad. Yeah. So 2020, put my entire net worth into crypto, and then I go into multiplication mode, right? So I 40x my net worth in 18 months. I basically was about 80x, but through market kind of movements up and down, I end up with, I think, 40x return, 42x of my net worth. So my net worth multiplies by 42. And then it's the final stage. So this is about December of 2021. I'm in Rio de Janeiro and I do an Instagram live and I say the market's going to tank. I'm out of crypto. I'm completely clean. I'm out. I sell all my ETH at 3,950, sell all my Bitcoin at 54,000. Just like a fucking savage, because everybody, my big wake up call was, what the fuck is Justin Bieber doing buying $1 million apes? That was that was like my quote. That was my quota. And then I had some guys and then I had some of the founders of FaZe Clan hit me up and they're like, what's the deal with Safe Moon? I'm like, all right, sell. You know what I mean? Like, it was just obvious. So in that scenario whereby I was those people in 2017, I went from creation of wealth to multiplication of wealth to what? Preservation of wealth.